Y'all know what I figured out? Schedulers and unit managers, like at staff jobs, I really think most of them, not all, but I think most of them, they really do hate it when you have a life. When you have a full, productive, exciting life outside of work, and they know that, and like you don't even got to get them the details, but like when you do, like me for example, when I do put in my days and everything like that for when I want to go somewhere or whatever, like they just like the hate is real, bro. And that's not the case with all of them. You dig what I'm saying? But it's the case with a lot of them. And not even on no disrespect stuff, but it's just like the little slick questions they'll ask you, like, you know, like, why do you? So you going there? So what is this for? Why do it matter? This many days? Why do you don't be afraid of losing? No. Clearly, if I put in the time, why would I be afraid of losing hours? Like, you really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really, you don't care. You just, one, you're nosy. And two, a lot of the times the schedulers and the unit managers be like, they life be so effed up because their job surrounds them and consumes everything that they do, that they can't stand it. That's why I say I would never ever take a unit manager position. I would never take a management position because it's not worth it to me. You dig what I'm saying? It's not worth it. Like, I've had some really cool unit managers though. Like, I ain't gonna cap and act like there ain't no cool unit managers. I've had some really dope unit managers that understood, and then, you know what I'm saying, that did their job well, so they understood. But I think a lot of that too also depends on the company. But it's like, unit managers really just hate when you, a lot of them, they just, like, because they can't go nowhere because a lot of them is stuck. And then, you know, a lot of them be salary and all that kind of stuff, so they can't. It's just a lot of shit. It's a lot of stuff that goes on with being, that comes with being a unit manager, that it's just not worth it. And people be like, oh, it pay a little bit more. Man, that little bit, a couple dollars, man, that ain't worth, to me, that ain't worth time. That's what I said. That's why I'm gonna do a whole series about, like, just pretty much about how, like, you know, why it may be crucial in the beginning and why it's so important to have, like, a cushion amount of bread, and then, like, some FU money as a nurse. You dig what I'm saying? Because, like, these places will try to control your life if you let them, but you can't let them. That's why it's important to be good at what you do and still have a good reputation. Because I know a lot of people don't like to put in 2 weeks notices. I'm still a professional when it comes to that, because here's the thing: nursing is big, but it's very small at the same time. There's somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows you, and it gets around. Your reputation precedes you. And with me becoming more visible, I have to I have to do a good job, because if people see me and, you know, I become visible and all that kind of stuff, and then I go around doing a bad job on top of being more visible, it'll be difficult. But, like, if I'm a good worker, I'm a good nurse, you know what I'm saying, and I come in, I go to work, I don't call off, I don't do that, I don't do the nonsense, then regardless of how they feel about whenever I take vacations or whatever the case may be, they'll be like, okay, well, he's still thorough, so we need to try to work with this cat. You dig? But some places will work with it, some places won't. It just really depends on the place. You dig? It just depends on, you know, their needs and what they need, because it's still a business, and you have to look at it from a business point of view. A business always gonna do what's in its best interest, and you should do the same thing. But you gotta learn how to play the game too. You gotta learn how to play the game with this, because the more and more I start to get deeper into this field, the more and more I start to, like, my eyes start to open and understand how much you do have to finesse and play the game. I've learned once you turn off the TV, once you turn off YouTube, like, it's good to have a lot of paper, but it's not good to have it to the point to where it's actually your detriment, to your detriment. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, money is good. You need money to survive, and it's good to have a lot of it. But at what cost? At what cost? You know what I'm saying? And I understand we have to, like, look, you got to do what you got to do to survive. You have to do what you have to do to survive. But at what, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you are good, you got your savings and everything like that popping. And that's what I'm saying. As a nurse, the more you enhance your skills, the more valuable you become. That's why I'm totally for advancing your education if that's what you want to do. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm also an advocate to start your own thing, whatever it may be, that can also generate you some income so you can have control. Like, here's the thing. I'd rather make $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, but have full autonomy of my schedule and be really intentional with how I move out here in the streets versus making 150 and miserable and literally be a slave to the job. That's crazy. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. I do believe in working hard. You have to work hard, but it's still all about balance. Well, somebody got a big old picture of Amber Rose on their windshield, like on their back windshield. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So that's how I feel about that, man. Like a lot of people in these companies, they get mad when you shining, bro. And especially when, like, fellas too, I'm gonna give y'all some game too. Like, when you a nurse, a lot of the times too, and you run across people like that, it's gonna be tenfold times on you because you a male, number one, and you not a bad guy. You cool as hell. You work hard. And you living how you want to live, you shining, and people know you living how you want to live. Oh my God, bro! If you work with like a unit manager, or if you work with like a scheduler that is miserable, oh my God, you gonna have a rough time, bro. If you do like I do, if you travel like me, you know what I'm saying, you gonna have a rough time because the envy in that is real, fam. Like it's very real. It's very real. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta play past that. That's not the case. Like I've only experienced that, like, literally, like, this is the only time that's happened where it's been like a big deal. Like, I haven't had that issue at all in 3 years. The first time. I mean, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen at some point. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not tripping over it. Because I know I have options. I know I'm good at what I do. So, and I know I'm willing to put in the work that most people not willing to put in. So that I'm not worried about. You never make a decision that you can't walk away from. You never get into something that you can't walk away from. Pops always told me, never ever get into a situation that you can't easily remove yourself from. That's how a lot of you dudes get caught up in the BS. And I'm always watching how I move, especially when I spend money. I don't want to make too crazy purchases, really live above my means. I'm really gonna start running them points home. You know what I'm saying? Like in my further videos, like how important it is to not live above your means, because that's how a lot of cats get caught up in bullshit, because they have to work all these hours, and that's how burnout starts. Like, you have to work all these days, you have to work all these hours. Like, that's cool if you got a goal or if you grinding for something, but doing it because you have to, that's a totally different thing. Doing it versus doing it because you want to. You dig what I'm saying? Doing it because you have to and doing it because you want to, two totally different things. So I'm, like I said, I'm doing this, I'm grinding right now because I want to. This is extra. You know what I'm saying? This is extra. Putting money up towards retirement, all that kind of stuff. More traveling, all that kind of stuff. I could be cool on 3 days a week and be alright. I I could be cool on that. But you turn it up a notch. You turn it up because when you want extras, you turn it up. It's really as simple as that. And I don't know, man. Like, and that's why I try to tell people, like, and I try to like tell people, like, yo, I'm only doing it from my perspective. And I know everybody can't apply this, but to the people like me, this is how y'all would do it. Like, I don't be getting it. Like, I really don't be getting it because, and I guess too, it depends on your location, you know what I'm saying, the geography of where you live and how much you're making per hour. But like, I be seeing some RNs, like, some of them cats be making $50, $60 an hour, $70 an hour, but be broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be getting it. And then it's like, it be cats making like $300 a year, broke. What's the point? Like, what's really the point of making $300,000, putting in all that work, and blood, sweat, and tears, to come home broke? That's crazy. That makes no sense at all, anywhere. So, I don't know, bro. It's just, you just gotta play the game. You gotta learn how to play the game. You gotta play it smart. You know what I'm saying? Because people try to convince you, or have you try to convince yourself of what you need to do. Well, honestly, you can make, like, I know cats, you know what I'm saying? And people will be like, I make all this money, but can't do nothing. But it be people that make $15 an hour on a trip or going somewhere all the time, because that's because they got better spending habits than you. They know they make less, so they make the adjustment. When you make more money, you feel like, oh, it's just gonna come right back, so I can just blow it. But then you find yourself in a continuous cycle of burning yourself out because you constantly blowing money. That's why I be trying to tell niggas, like, I don't need a new car. I don't need a car note. I'm good. I don't need that. If that's what you want to do it. It's cool when you do it. But, you know, that's what I'm on right now. Like, I ain't, you know, I'm about saving as much money as possible, eliminating all unnecessary expenses. You dig? So that's really where I'm at with it. And that's why I don't get burnt out. Everything else is extra. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, like, honestly, like, my monthly bills is like $1,800, $1,900, bro. You know what I'm saying? A month. Now, granted, I don't got kids and all that kind of shit, but that's because I was intentional. I was very intentional with my seed. I wasn't out here reckless with it. Knocking up a bunch of chicks because I knew that I wanted to live a decent life. Well, no, I ain't want to even say decent. I wanted to live a great life. I ain't want to be all out here being a baby daddy, and I ain't want to struggle. It's really as simple as that. And when you intention, that's why I be trying to talk to dudes with no kids so tough. Like, man, I'm about to run out of room on my phone. I could have went on for another 10, but like, don't be letting these cats who ain't got no money try to tell you what you should be doing, telling you need to be a stepdaddy and all that type of bullshit. Like, come on, bro. That's crazy as hell. Get your money, do you, have a great time. Save it, be smart with it, invest it, and do you, bro. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute.